Morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. So it's day 55 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour. A trip across America from farthest northwest point to farthest southeast to raise awareness that addiction recovery options are available, that you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, celebrate recoveries, and rescue missions all over the country, all over the world that are willing to help you for free if you find yourself bound by addiction. So I stayed at the Dubois campground last night, and I'm glad I did. It was $25, and when I got in, I had like 15 left on Venmo. Facebook donations take like a week to get to me. So I've got like $380 something pending on Facebook. And then International Gospel Outreach deposits on Fridays. And so any donations that have come in from them still don't have those either. And so I called my wife and I was like, I need 25 bucks. She was like, okay. So, yeah, I got here and I am glad that I paid the $25. They have this river right here that looks over these painted cliffs. A beautiful little river. They had chairs. I got to sit in a chair. Oh, that's the first time I think in maybe 55 days. You know, other than picnic table benches. Nice padded, comfy chair. They've got picnic tables. They've got this house right here, which is essentially the restroom and shower facility. So you go in there, and there's, you know, nobody lives there. But you go inside and you go use the shower and use the restroom. And they have high-speed Wi-Fi, like really high-speed Wi-Fi. Like I uploaded a 4 gigabyte video to YouTube, day 54, in like 19 minutes. It was just cruising. They've got that gigabit, you know, internet. So yeah, I am headed out. I just sent out a Facebook thing because, like I said, I've got $15 in Venmo, and I've got 76 miles to go today to Landers, from Dubois to Landers. That's the next town. No restaurants, it doesn't look like in between. No nothing in between here and there. So I've got to get groceries. I've got to get lunch, breakfast, dinner, everything bought here. Camp fuel, gotta find it. I've got to get a new welder's cap so that the little slits in my helmet don't, you know, continue to burn me from the sunlight. And so that the styrofoam isn't just directly on my head anymore. So yeah, I sent out a little thing on Facebook and said Venmo at Eden's Redemption. You know, if you can help out, max $40. I mean, you know, just enough to get the things that I need. And immediately Barbara Blackford sent 50. So thank you so much, Barbara. I don't have time to, you know, check everybody else if anybody else donates. But yeah, that is going to get me through everything that I need for the day. So thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Also, you know, all the shout outs that I usually do on Facebook are now at the end of the video. If you watch to the end of the videos, everyone who's donated and how many times they've donated is listed there at the end of the video. So watch the credits. Every now and then I may throw a surprise at the end after the names too, so you never know. But yeah, I'm gonna get on the road. Great night last night, beautiful place. If you're on the Trans-America Trail, this is the place to stop. Don't call the KOA. I mean, you can call them. But, you know, KOAs are generally just so expensive. But this has everything you need. Everything. So, yeah. I'm headed on down the road. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Alright, so I stopped here at Wind River Gear, and they had the camp fuel that I need. I'm gonna go look for that head cover now. Alright, so Cutthroat Fly Shopping Adventures had a buff. It'll work. It's got a seam on it, so I don't know how long that's gonna work, but at least it'll get me to somewhere with a welder's cap that I can, you know, get back and try again. The hardware store didn't have any. The place next door with the MSR fuel didn't have any. But I'm glad I could at least get this. That'll keep my little head from getting burned. So now it's find some groceries and get on the road. All right, so I stopped at the Cowboy Cafe and got eggs, sausage, bacon, hash browns, toast, $12, $11.95. Yeah, and of course, the coffee. All right, so I'm riding down the road, and another thought from the road. This one's scriptural. So back in Dubois, last night I called the Episcopal Church. I don't remember the name of it, but it's their Episcopal Church there. And on the Transamerica Trail map, they list themselves as bicycle housing for the night. And so I called and got in touch with the lady, and she said that they are closed down because of COVID. And so I was like, you know, what about just a tent in the, you know, somewhere in the area? She said, well, we don't allow anybody to tent camp at the church. And so I was like, okay, well, that's fine. I just, you know, it's a donation-based ministry, so I try to save as much money as I can so that I can build a rehab. And, you know, it's looking like $25 at the campsite down the road. I wasn't able to get in touch with them at the time, but that's what it ended up being. And so, you know, she said, I'm sorry that we're not able to help you. And I said, well, again, that's totally fine. You know, I totally understand. I want everybody to stay safe. She said, yeah, there's just, you know, no real way that we can clean everything up after everybody stays. So this morning when I went to get breakfast, going between, you know, the stores and the Cowboy Cafe, I noticed that they had a thrift shop, and it was wide open, business as usual, packed to the gills, racks out front, and it just made me think, and honestly, you know, the human nature in me, I kind of got a little bit aggravated, and I was like, so you'll open your door at the thrift shop, you know, to make money for anybody, but somebody who literally doesn't have a place to lay their head for the night, you know, you're shut down to. And again, I want everybody to stay safe. This is just a thought from the road. But so I kept going and kept thinking. And you know what we don't see in Scripture? Is Mary or Joseph complaining about there not being room at the inn. You know? They went and had their baby in a manger. Look, I'm riding through cow areas and horse areas and all kinds of places. And there is no way, like, I will even drink the water, even filtered from some of these areas, much less birth a child, the Son of God, born in a manger, you know, born amongst that filth. And so it's really teaching me a lot about humility, you know. I mean, think about it. If you're a wife and your husband says, God's plan for the birth of our child is to be born in a manger. You know, the inn's going to be closed, and that's the way it's going to be. You know, we always want this, like, picture perfect blessing from God on everything that we do. You know, perfect hospital cleanliness, perfect stuff with births of children. And, you know, I urge you to, you know, take a look at your own walk and see if God told you, my plan for you isn't the perfect scenario that you want. With the birth of your child, he's going to be born in a manger. That night, the innkeeper is going to see that you're about to give birth, that you're about to pop, and he's going to say, I still don't have room for you. It's almost a slap in the face to think that the innkeeper would do that. But they were so humble and just went and did it. You don't see Mary saying, I'm not going to have a baby in a manger. You don't see Joseph, pommeling the innkeeper saying, don't you understand? She's about to give birth. You see none of that. You see them humbly go into where the animals live and eat to have their baby, Jesus, the Son of God. Man, learning a lot about humility today. I needed this one. All right, so I just stopped at this Sinclair station in Crowheart. I went ahead and went inside and got some burritos and a Coca-Cola and some chocolate milk, just kind of like a lunchy kind of thing. It's $4.50. And so, strange experience. Again, this is just for the Trans-America Trail folks, to kind of give you a heads up. I wouldn't stop at the Sinclair here. This was one of the strangest experiences I've ever had in person in my life with anyone. And I've been on the road on the bicycle now, just 2,000 miles here alone. But so I go inside, I ask if there's any plates for the burritos to microwave. He said there aren't. There were stacks of newspapers next to the microwave, all kinds of different town newspapers. So I grabbed one, put the burritos on it, threw it in the microwave. When I pulled up, I had leaned my bicycle against the picnic tables out front. There's 2 separate picnic tables under the awning. And so when I came back outside, I sat down and started eating. And I guess the guy who owns the place is Lloyd. His son walked all the way over, all the way, 150 feet from the fence that he was working on building over here. Literally just to say, and he did not say, hey, how you doing? He didn't say, been a long ride. The very first words out of his mouth while I was sitting there checking Facebook were, hey, that newspaper that you're using as a placemat costs money. It's 50 cents. And most people park their bikes on the side of the building. They don't lean them against the picnic tables so that other people have a chance to eat. There was no one there. There wasn't anyone there the rest of the time I was there. I don't think. Yeah, there's still no one there. There's cars getting gas, but nobody is eating there. Using the picnic tables, nothing. And so I was like, okay. Walked my bike around, and I went ahead and gave Lloyd $1 for that 50-cent newspaper because I'm just that kind of guy. So, if you're riding the Trans-America Trail, do not stop here if you are a cyclist. They are very, very, very cyclist unfriendly. Again, I'm just reporting the news, the truth. I am not biased one way or the other. I could care less. I'm not a negative guy. But that single experience may have literally been, no hyperbole, the worst person-to-person interaction I have ever had in my 37 years. No kidding. Anyway, I still got 40 miles to go. Just thought I wanted to let you guys know what's going on here in Crowheart. All right, I love you. I'll see you later. Alright, so I found a rest stop. Doesn't the sun look insane? Interesting. It's just really weird, really orange. All day today has been like this haze. Like it's not cloudy. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can kind of see it glowing all around. It's almost like I'm up in the clouds, but it's not like fog. So it's lighter than fog. Like, it never felt damp. I felt dry all day. But it's just been a weird, weird day as far as the weather. So, I'm not going to make it to Lander. I'm at a rest stop. I'm probably still about 30 miles from Lander. I haven't looked at it exactly. But I started riding toward Lander, and over this butte over here, a giant thunderstorm rolled up and lightning started popping, and so I pulled off into this rest stop. I looked up on Google and found Fort Washakie, and it turns out that that's an Indian reservation, so I can't stay there either. But so I looked up on Google and found that this rest stop was the next thing that I was going to run into out here in the middle of nowhere. So this is where I'll be tonight. When I got here, a guy was sitting out here at his car, and he said, man, he said, I wouldn't go much farther. He said, the whole thing's an Indian reservation. I don't know how kindly they'd take to you putting your tent on their land. I said, no, not going to do that. He said, I doubt you'd make Lander. At this time, it's 7:14 now. That was about 7 o'clock, so. Yeah, he said, I would just stay here. He said, I've lived in this area my whole life. You should be fine right here. So, I don't know if it's allowed. I do not see a single sign that says no camping. I'm not going to put the tent up. I'm going to stay under this pavilion right here and just put my mat down next to the picnic table by my bike. And there's a charging outlet over here on the building that I can charge everything with. I've got good service, so I'll be able to upload this video tonight. But that's what I'm doing now, is finishing out the day. So if you know anyone who's passed away from addiction, please drop their name in the comments. Or find me on Facebook, Adam Lineberry, Mobile, Alabama, and I would love to ride for your person. If you know anybody who's actively addicted, share this with them. I don't want to see anybody else die from addiction-related issues of any kind, and I know you don't either. If you know anybody who's in recovery, share this with them. You know, we're all in it together. We are a crew, a Get Wrecked for Recovery crew, all of us. So, and don't forget that Redeeming Eden is a nonprofit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I'll leave a donation link in the description. You can go there and donate one time. You can donate monthly. It's whatever the Lord puts on your heart. Any funds that are left over from the rides are going to go to building the rehab. So, yeah. From here at the rest stop, somewhere on Highway 287 between Crowheart and Lander. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night.